Welcome to the Two Hmong Boys podcast, where your hosts,
Chu.
and Meng, give our hottest takes on current events and Hmong topics.
So join us each week and sit back, relax, and cha ipa.
Hey y'all,
What's up?
welcome to our first episode of Two Hmong Boys. We're really glad you guys tuned in today.
We're your hosts, Chu and Meng.
On our first show today, we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to share with you guys what our podcast is all about. We're going to have a segment on first impressions, and then we're going to have our reactions to a recent post on Facebook about Romeo and Sampal lies. And then we'll wrap up the show with what we call here Hmong Lu Hmong, which is our relationship corner.
All right, so let's do this. Here's a story of how we came up the idea for the podcast. So Meng was in town one night and he wanted to drink. So we were doing game night and we were drinking at one of our friends' house. And if anyone knows me, I'm the type of person that has thousands of ideas. And I'm always pitching to whoever will listen, you know?
Yeah, but dude, most of the time when we listen to your ideas, they're really bad and they're dumb. But that night you're lucky. We just been drinking already that night, and so we were generous and we decided to listen to you a little bit.
Okay. So anyways, so my most recent idea that night was to do a Hmong podcast about guys just talking shit, and like doing stupid shit that might be funny. But before that, I did a little bit of research and I noticed that a lot of Hmong podcasts out there are about like self-improvement, empowerment, or like real inspirational shit,
Yeah, and that's kind of what I see too, right? When you were talking podcasts at night, I'm just kind of like, yeah, I mean, they're all about being better. And there's just not enough pure entertainment out there.
Definitely. And I was like, damn, dude, I can't relate to any of this shit. But I know Meng, and he eats that shit up because he's a 10%er. We're being honest here, like I feel like only 10% maybe of Hmong people are like really motivated and ambitious.
Oh, okay, true, whatever. Where did you get those stats from?
The Hmong Wisconsin Tribune.
Okay.
So I was like, damn, dude, there needs to be a podcast out there for like the common man, the 90%ers like me, someone, who has no aspirations or motivation, someone who's just living paycheck to paycheck, waiting for the weekend so he can drink and kick it with his friends and family, So I was thinking, damn, dude, this could be us, man.
Yeah, and I could resonate with that because that's exactly what we were doing that night, just drinking and shooting the shit. And then it just got me thinking, like, this is also the same type of shit we do in our Facebook chats. We just talk about dumb stuff in our Facebook chats. And so if you're talking about essentially turning that into content for a podcast, I'll buy that. That's pretty simple. But if you're going to like make me do work for it, that might be too much. So I started texting a friend who also does a podcast just to see like, what they thought, because, obviously we always think we have good ideas, and especially we've all been drinking. And she was like, you know what, that might work. That there might be an audience for that.
And that's funny though, because like I said earlier, like no one ever takes me seriously, and this is like one of the first times that anyone took me seriously. And Ming was actually like texting his friend and stuff about it. I was like, damn, Paul,
Stupid. Yeah, and because next week after we were done, I thought this was just guy talk when we were drunk, right? Next week, Chu actually like hit me up in the middle of the week when we're both sober. She's like, hey, if you really want to do this, let's talk about it. I'm like, damn, this guy's for real. All right. so then we talked, and essentially then that's how Two Hmong Boys was created, and ultimately, we just seek to entertain our audience by giving them our hottest takes on Hmong topics. And that is pretty much our vision for this show. To kick off this segment, Chu, my take on first impressions is that, they are pretty important. However, I think they can be sometimes really misleading if you're not getting enough information to make a good judgment about a person or their character.
That's true. So like, first impressions are important, but I feel like they're situational. For example, like in a professional setting, yeah, obviously you're always going to want to have a good first impression because that just makes sense. But like if you're like trying to make friends or meet new people, like I feel like first impressions are the dumbest shit ever. But like if I'm going to meet someone for the first time, I'm just going to be me because like for for example, like me, I have a polarizing personality. Like you either hate me or love me. I'd rather know sooner than later because I don't want to be friends with fake ass bitches anyways. So what? So Ming, so what was your first impression of me?
You probably thought it was a fake ass bitch because my first
Duh.
impression of you, my first impression with you was exactly that you were a pretty much an asshole, dude. So like we first met in freshman year of college. When I first started hanging out with Hmong people, the freshman boys, there was a group of them. They called themselves the 15 Strong, and at the helm of the 15 Strong were like these two ringleaders, which is another friend of ours, and then Chu was the other ringleader, and Chu's just really rough and like has no filter, and so he just seemed like such an asshole, and like all of the other guys, freshman guys, kind of just followed him around, did what he did. So Chu was probably thought he was the alpha of the pack, and so I was just really turned off by that. And I also couldn't take Chu seriously because of that attitude that he had, and two, Chu would always sport this denim jacket that he'd wear, and so like just that combination of his personality, that denim jacket, I just couldn't be like, this is somebody I want to get to know as a friend.
That's funny you say that, but dude, honestly, like my first impression of you, I was like, this guy's such a whitewash. Like, dude, I was like, so freshman year, this guy only wanted to be friends with the freshman girls and the upperclassmen guys. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? But I learned a little bit about him, like, and I was like, dude, we could never be good friends, because we're like total opposites. Because this guy's rich and I'm poor. Like, for example, like he went to private school and I just went to public school. And this guy, he's smart and I'm not that smart. You can almost say I'm dumb because I'm pretty sure this guy scored like a 30 plus on his ACT. And I got into UW Madison with a 10.
Affirmative action in play right there.
Yes. Thank you. Affirmative action. And this guy's like super ambitious and I'm just like trying to get by. I'm lazy. Like it took me 5 years to graduate with a bachelor's degree. In 5 years, this guy got his master's. I was like, holy shit, dude. I can't, this guy, he's too good for me. I can't be with him, yeah.
Super. But it's funny though, right? Like, 17 years later now?
Yeah.
Here we are doing a podcast together.
Yeah. That's why it's funny though, because like you said, it's funny because I was like, I never thought I would be doing something like this with you, But 17 years later, I was like, we started hanging out a little bit more. Now we're both more mature. He's still rich, but
Shut up.
he seems cooler now. So I was like, he's not so bad now.
Yeah, and for me, it kind of goes back to like what I my thought first impression is like, they were important at first, but they were misleading too, right? Like here we are 17 years later, have had time to break through those first impressions where at the end of the day now, my take on Chu is completely different. Like Chu's whole asshole routine, that was just a front, man. This guy is like the softest guy in the world. He's a fucking like teddy bear, like so emotional, and things like that, So I'm so that was a freaking front. And while he may seem mean, come off as mean inside, he's actually a really nice guy. He's really sweet to his wife, and Chu is living proof, guys. Nice guys out there that you don't always finish last.
Dude, that's fucked up.
Okay, so enough of the bromance, Chu. Let's have some fun. Let's go into our next segment. Let's talk a little bit about Romeo and the Palais.
All right, let's do this.
So, Chu, a couple of days ago, I had a friend forward me this post on Facebook by Romeo Vang. And it was basically, him putting out there that he got played by some girls who were intentionally manipulating his feelings, even though she didn't really care for him. So, Chu, I sent it to you. We're going to pull it up and read through it and just kind of offer our takes and reactions to it.
Sure.
Okay, so in this conversation, the group is called Palais. And it's essentially the screenshots of two girls going back and forth. Well, the first girl, her name is Russell's ABG, and that's going to be Chu. And then Minnesota Thick Bitch, I'm going to read what she's saying. All right, so Chu.
Romeo Vang, kind of ugly, NGL. You think he cute and funny.
Laugh my ass off. I played his ass back then.
Bitch, spill the tea.
We talked after his ex from lacrosse and him broke up. But Chia, you were there too, but you left early. I was tipsy at the time, so hear me out. I texted and flirted with him as a joke. His heartbroken ass went along with it. This went on for about a month. I called him a few times, made some plans to meet up, but I always said I was busy. Then one night he said he needed time to heal still and asked if we could just be friends. He was sad as fuck about his ex. I told him that we should cut each other off then. I was too busy with school and dance. He agreed with it and said how good, in quotation marks, of a person I was. Later that night, we went to drink at YP's house, and this guy kept trying to hit on me. We took a snap together, and I posted on my private page saying, "On to better, guys." Romeo saw it and made a whole status of being used. I commented under it saying he should have at me. He asked if I had played him, and I told him that he should have seen it coming. Ever since then, he never messaged me back.
Bitch, you played him good.
He was a soft ass anyways. He probably still is. Did his ex cheat on him? He for real heartbroken now.
Soft stick don't get you nowhere, girl.
Period. He was sweet and nice, but boy, no girl wants that.
And scene. Damn, dude, these bitches mean as fuck, dude. They didn't even call him out by name, but they ain't lying, dude. This dude's soft as fuck. But on the flip side, if I'm being honest, these bitches are probably serious about him. And when he didn't want to talk to them no more, they just wanted to like get mad and like get their revenge and shit on him. You know, kind of like guys, you know, going to the bar, trying to talk to a girl, and the girl rejects them, and he tells all his friends that she's a lesbian. Kind of like that.
One thing I was thinking about as I was reading this is the group named Polaina, and there was a comment by some woman a couple of weeks ago, or I don't know when it was, that talked through and defined like what a Polai was. So as I was reading this, I was thinking in my head, are Russell's ABG and Minnesota Thick Bitch, are they really Polais? So this girl defines Polai. An original Polai are the girls who grew up in the 90s and early 2000s who wore bell-bottom pants and tank tops and had those butterfly clips in their hair with super thin eyebrows and dark lip liner. These were the girls who could run with the gangsters, smoke real cigarettes, which I don't know what real cigarettes are. Aren't they all just cigarettes? And then they were down to fight. But these original Polais also knew how to cook and clean and made the best Nya 10Ks. Most of them are all married now, and the divorced ones are mostly remarried because they're keepers. Don't mistake them for the ratchet girls nowadays. As I was reading this, I'm just kind of like, I don't know, man. These girls are still single. If they're divorced, they look like they're still single because they're still talking to dudes. And so, they must not be real polite because it doesn't seem like anyone wants them. They're not a keeper.
That's true.
Yeah, so true. These girls are probably just some ratchet girls anyways. So Romeo, I wouldn't get too worked up about them. But, Romeo, I also question, or I'm also wondering why you're so heartbroken, because had you not found out they're playing you, you had made a decision to stop being with a person anyways. And so if that was already the case, is this just a matter of finding out after the fact that you got played and then having an ego and feeling all hurt about that? I don't know. And then the other part of, where I'm wondering or questioning is like, why are you putting yourself on blast too? This is a public status. It's been commented and shared about 1,000 times. And in his status, he says like, no wonder why I'm so insecure about myself. It's because of stuff like this. And so I'm thinking in my head, I don't know that this helps to put yourself on social media to help your self-confidence, because I'm not sure this also puts you in the most positive light either.
Well, that's not, that might not be true, because based off on his pictures and shit, he looks like a millennial. And we all know millennials, no one loves them. Their parents like don't give them enough love or support, So, he needs emotional support at this time. And all millennials, what do they turn to? Social media, obviously. So that's why he was putting himself out there so he can get more likes.
Yeah, I guess. I guess there's an element of that, because if you do look at the comments, most of the comments generally are in support of him and, and kind of calling out the girls, right? I don't know. So I think if he's also putting this out there like this, and he's basically kind of putting the girls on blast too, right? And so in my head, like, Romeo, if you're doing this revenge, you don't even call it the names of these girls, man.
Dude, Romeo, we got your back, boy. Just send us their real names and we'll public shame them for you. So we got you, son.
But too, like, take away all this stuff about those Balai girls and Romeo. I just thought the Balai group was really interesting. I think it's a fun group that like I would want to be part of. Like, listen, the gossip that goes in there, man, that's like right up my alley. And I think I could just grab a bag of popcorn and just start eating and reading the comments. So we need to join this group. Romeo, you need to send us names. Minnesota Thick Bick or Russell's ABG, hit us up so we can be part of this. We've already got our nicknames picked out, so like, if we can be part of this group, for example, Chu, Chu's from Manesha. So, his nickname would be Manesha's Original All You Can Eat.
Dude, that's fucked up, man. All right, you want to do that? All right, let's see. All right, I got a name for you. Well, this shit's dark though, because I was thinking about Ball Eyes back in the '90s. Back then that was us.
The real Ball Eyes, right?
The real Ball Eyes. That was our era. And you were like probably one of the biggest Ball Eyes. So I'll probably call you something like Ride the Train.
Oh my
but that's
God.
some dark ass shit. So let's not get more into that. But if you guys lived it back in the '90s, you know what I'm talking about. So Romeo, dude, don't worry, dude. These girls are just ratchet bitches, So, but based off your age and shit, I'm pretty sure your mom is the real Ball Eye. So I'm pretty sure she can kick the shit out of these bitches. So if you really need some help, just go crying to your mommy.
So true. Speaking of Balai, let's talk about the 3 Balai songs that I sent to you earlier this week for this episode.
All right, sure.
So the first song I sent you was by DJ Peter, Balai featuring JMT Yakutia. So true, what did you think of the song?
Well, I never heard this song before, so I was like, I guess it's all right. The rhymes are really straightforward. She doesn't really have like a good flow. I think her strongest line was like the first 2 lines. Anytime you can call someone "Jimuduo," I was like, damn, dude, caught you.
Yeah, I mean, she does enunciate it when she says it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I sent you this one. I like this song because I like her owning who she is and what she does. Because of me, I actually use the term "balai" as a compliment because to me, it's basically women who are independent, who know what they want and go after they want, and they don't really care how society looks at them and going after what they want. And I think that's respectable of a woman to be able to do that.
I guess.
And so, yeah. So that's why I like about the song. It's like she's just owning it. And then, she does call it the double standard in this song too. A lot of like, women do one thing and it's viewed a certain way. Guys do the exact same thing and it's viewed a different way. At the end of the day, I think just all the lyrics kind of bring all of that message together. But like probably one of my favorite parts in the song is when she goes like "他团呀，因为有的都个叫民谣呢."
Damn, dude. 用了放屁了，比较真的忙 fuck, dude. Well, I don't know, like you're right, like the lyrics, I feel like they're really deep, and they have a lot of meaning, but then that's what kind of turned me off to the song. Because I was like thinking like I want to be entertained, I don't want to be lecture, and like this felt more like a lecture. So like in a way, like I kind of felt like it was like more like it kind of had like a Bahua feeling to it, even though like it doesn't like meet the Bahua standards of like the fucking rhyming and shit,
Is that because you think you're the guys that she's talking to?
No, definitely not.
You feel like she's yelling at you?
Oh, she's just like being a jerk to all guys.
I'm not offended by it. I don't think she's yelling at me.
I'm not offended either. I'm just saying like no one wants to listen to a song that is lecturing you. Like that's not what I'm trying to do. If I want to get lecture, I would just go to my mom and dad, and then they'll lecture me all day.
Oh man, yeah. So okay, so the second song that I sent you, one of my favorites is "Nyajang Balai" by Art featuring Jer Lee.
Are you sure that's not ART featuring Jer Lee?
I think so because I think the guy's name's Arthur, so I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Sure, it is capitalized ART, just so you know.
Nhớ râu qua mê lành thai Cú bầu cơ ya tụ bó lại Và lại bên hay tìa hay Mà lấy cho có một hậu ý xa Mà lấy cho có một sân thế na
All right, Chu, what do you think?
Oh, I love this song. The beat is awesome, and it's really catchy. The chorus is awesome, but then I feel like pretty sure they sampled it, and I was digging up some shit, and I think it's from well, I don't know the original song, but I know that this guy sang it. Siley, I think it is.
God rest
And
his soul.
stupid. And like I think the song's like "Due Mi Ling Cai." But it's a good sample though, because like all great rap songs are sampled. you know, like for example, "I'll Be Missing You" by P Diddy.
One of the best ever.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, I think it's a great song. Like the rappers are actually really good. I thought they were awesome. Like I can't even tell they were Hmong. The only time I could tell they were Hmong was when they spoke Hmong.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, true. Like I was saying, I love this song. Like this is my get hype song for the club. Because I already told you I use the term "live" very endearingly. So whenever I go out, I'm trying to find a live, and so this song gets me in the mood for that. And I always like the Hmong songs where like I can take a pickup line from it essentially, right? So like the way the song starts out,有種米冷菜古波個有杜波來，我了拼係啲哈嗨.
Dude, that's a sweet line, dude.
Yeah, and so overall, like it's always been one of my favorite. The beat's good, the lyrics are good. It gets me in the mood to talk to some lies.
Well, yeah. Well, I really like the song like overall, but the only thing I could do without was that last minute. Like I felt like that was a totally different song they just threw on at the end of the song at the 3-minute mark. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
Okay, so the last one I sent you is a newer one that I just kind of discovered recently within like the last year or so. It's by Huavu and Selesna Lore called Hot.
Stupid.
你又個俾滿加一把土機好走，實實我女人都不亂的抽，未來對比點俾把奔弄去睇走，後跟那喊土機人都無言的抽，未來去大天來去走，來撒弄俾點是了抽，寶貝抽，夢別學對落後，莫就學對落後，俾有一把了，這夢到莫出落後。
So, Chu, what did you think of that one?
Oh, my first reaction was, what the fuck?
Dude, that was mine too, man. The first time I saw it.
Dude, I was so fucking cringing the whole time, dude. Like, I don't fucking know, dude. I can't take, like, Hmong girls acting super, like, really tough and shit. Like, oh my god, dude. I don't know. Like, we can tip on, but not in the good way.
Yeah. I mean, it was funny, but, like, I actually, like, also respect people who are willing to put themselves out there like that, right? Like, I don't know. I think they look cringeworthy, I guess, but, like, I respect that they're willing to put that out there.
No, like I'm okay with cringe, like as long as you know you're cringe, like self-awareness, it's cool. But when you're trying to be cool or hard, but it's cringe and you don't realize it, then damn, dude, I feel bad for you. But like, but this one had a music video, so that's kind of cool to watch. But what the fuck? Like, why are you guys in a junkyard? Why? That makes no sense. How does that have anything to do with being hard? But yeah, like overall, I think the rhymes are really weak. Like, there's no creativity.
What?
They're like pretty straightforward. Like, oh, I'm so hard. Y'all guys can't hang with me. Y'all can't drink with me. Like, it's fine. But the good thing is, I guess they're kind of cute. But are they Thailanders? I got a Bobby vibe from them.
I think they're from Laos too. But once I discovered these two girls too, like I've been kind of a fan of theirs. I listen to them.
For real, dude.
Yeah, because I just think it's funny that they do like the stuff they put out and they own it, And so I think these girls have a coronavirus one too. Like that one's fucking funny as hell too. I don't know if you've seen that.
I think I saw some people share on Facebook, but every time I don't know them that well, but I'm pretty sure like they have a couple songs, and then when I press play, and then after like 5 seconds of it, I'm like, fuck, I can't do this.
These two girls are like us. I mean, shit, this show's probably cringeworthy.
No. I know that I'm cringeworthy. I'm self-aware. I don't know if these girls are self-aware.
Going back to being hard though, dude, like, I would love to hang out with these two girls, man. Like, I think once quarantine's over, you and I got to go there.
Oh, no, I'm good.
Because I just think, like, if they are for real, damn, Contessa, I bet they're super fun as hell to drink with. I bet they could hold their own drinking really well too. I mean, we're no longer in our prime. We're man, did you forget college already?
there's plenty of petite Hmong girls that thought they could hang, and we drink them under the table like every time.
I mean, it sounds like our tagline is "Hogatora," but from the lyrics here, like I think their tagline might be "What you what you
Stupid.
Which I'm like,
so fucking gross, dude.
Dude, I'm serious. You go there, you just be like, hey, come hang out, and especially they even say like I think in the song, right? Like call your guys, to bring out more guys. Don't call the girls, bring out more girls. I just think it'd be a blast, dude.
I guess, but enough of these ball light bitches. Let's move on to Mong Nu Mong. So for our last segment, Mong Nu Mong, we want to get serious. So May and I, we've been crushing life. And every now and then we'll see people post on Facebook, bitching about their life problems and asking for advice. So we wanted to do this Mong Nu Mong segment to help offer people to help bring them up to our level.
Because at the end of the day, Mong 有时都是梦，这边有时都是吧。
Yalla. So it's from Anonymous. You meet someone and somehow you just know that they're not the one, but you care for them deeply. Is that possible?
Yeah. Why is this person, I'm going to assume it's a guy or a girl, is asking this question? They must be pretty early on in their dating and relationship life. Because I think caring for someone and loving someone to want to be with them are two different things. And you can absolutely do that. Because if you care for someone, you want the best for them. And that doesn't necessarily mean you have to spend the rest of your life with them.
Okay. I was just going to say, like, this person must be really young or really naive. Is that even possible? Yeah. Dude, everyone you love, it's called love and fucking. Like, you don't want to fuck everyone you love, so obviously you can care for them deeply, but it doesn't mean you want to fuck them and be with them for the rest of your life. So
outside of outside of like love for like family and friends, why wouldn't you want to fuck everyone you love?
Because I'm loyal as fuck.
Well, obviously you're married. I mean, this person's probably single, dude. Okay.
No, I'm just talking about like in general. Like I'm loyal as fuck. Like I have self-respect. I don't just fuck anyone.
But you love them. This is not anyone. This is someone you love. That's what your comment is, that if you love them, you don't fuck.
Loving and fucking is two different things. Like you can love anyone, but you can't just fuck anyone.
Okay.
Because you want to fuck someone that you're gonna spend the rest of your life with, kind of like that.
Okay. But yeah, at the end of the day, though, you can care for people who you don't have to be with forever. Anonymous. And when I think about like my life and my exes, like that is a clear example of people I care about deeply, who you've built a connection with, but you may not necessarily want to spend the rest of your life with them.
So good luck, Anonymous. So for our next one here, Anonymous asks, case scenario, you and your significant other have been dating for 3 years now. You love each other. For the most part, you're happy. Your goals are aligned. You've both been married before, so you both have kids of your own. Yet, no matter how happy you both are, he or she tells you that they don't want to get married because a marriage doesn't keep two people together. After all, both your previous marriage ended up in divorce, but they still want to spend the rest of their life with you and making plans with you, such as purchasing a home, among other plans that married couples usually make together, etc. Is there a right or wrong about this? I love my significant other. I want to spend the rest of my life with my significant other, but without marriage, I'm a little bit perplexed. Help me weigh the pros and cons.
All right, if I'm giving a real answer, it's going to be there is no right or wrong. The right or wrong is whatever you two decide. But that's boring. Okay, so I completely agree with whoever your significant other is, and I really wish you would have let us know if you were a guy or girl, because it may or may not change my answer. But we just had this conversation with a friend of ours today. Chu and I actually did in one of our Facebook chats with a different friend of ours. And, he was talking about, thinking to get married later in the year and asking about whether legally they should get married or not. from a pros and cons standpoint, honestly, the only pro we could come up with was that there might be tax benefits. And so financially, there's that. But all of the other, cons that come along with it, if you think, honestly, if you think that you need marriage to somehow solidify your relationship or to level up your relationship, bro or girl, you've got problems. Because if your relationship's not strong enough to, what the fuck is marriage going to do for it?
Well, I mean, it was kind of hard for me, like, because, like, for me, I believe in true love and marriage. But to tell the truth, there are no pros in marriage. No, I mean, like, objectively, with marriage, there is no pros. Like, what do you get? Okay, tax benefits or whatever
that's
it is.
That's money in the bank, man.
But I mean, the downside is
Nasty
alimony,
divorce,
child support, all this crazy shit, And plus, the pros to not getting married is, you can cheat the government.
Spoken like a true Hmong person. Damn.
Because, dude, I'm not doing this because I believe in true love, but I know people who do this. So the mother and child will get free Medicaid and WIC and all this shit, welfare.
Dude, don't give all of our Hmong secrets away too soon like this on the show, man.
Especially if ICE is listening to this shit,
Exactly.
We'll be fucked, dude.
Shout out. Make sure you guys get your citizenship so you don't have to worry about ICE. It's true. You don't have yours, right?
Let's not talk about that on a public forum, right?
But this person probably thinks differently. But for me, it's like if you need marriage to solidify your relationship, I feel like where you're going to is trust and commitment. So what you're telling me is you're both not committed to each other to the extent that you want to be committed, even though he or she is saying they're willing to commit to you in all the same ways that they would with under a traditional legalized marriage. And you're the person who's seeing that is not enough for you. You need a piece of paper to solidify, their level of commitment. And I totally think you're in the wrong. Grow up a little bit, mature a little bit. It sounds like you both have been married before, and you should know better then.
No, but I think, there could be a nice compromise here. Why can't you just get married the Hmong way and not get married the Mika way? For example, like, obviously, so like, all you gotta do really is and that's only like $1,000 or $2,000, so like it's not that big of a burden on you guys.
What the
fuck can it say? Huh? So every fucking Hmong wedding. No. Every fucking Hmong wedding, the Mekongs are like, hey, if you guys ever have any trouble, in your marriage, I'm right here. Come back to me. I'll straighten you guys out. Man, fuck that. We ain't like that no more, dude. Who the fuck has ever gone to a Mekong, dude? All that time that's ever happened, and someone went to the Mekong and they're like, hey, my wife is being a bitch and stuff, or like blah blah, and then like dude, that's bullshit, dude. Stupid. But I'm just saying, if you get married the Hmong way, the only hardship on you would be like when there's funerals and shit, and then you have a role to play, But that's about it. From my perspective,
Well, it sounds like Chu and I have, you and I have a different perspective on this. And, it's probably because I've been married and divorced. So maybe I'm a bit more jaded and like these guys, like their other significant partner. And you still believe in true love, like this person who still wants marriage to solidify their true love.
Yeah, it's true, dude. Right, man. Anonymous asks, my fiance's ex is diagnosed with a terminal illness, which means that she may not have much time left. Lately, she's been calling him for comfort, even though she's still married. She broke up with him years ago and married her husband now. He recently asked to go see her one last time, as a friend, he said. But I feel conflicted. So conflicted I don't even know how to feel. A part of me is saying she left him for someone else and broke his heart, so why should he even make time for her just because she may be dying. But another part of me is saying that he should go see her because it is the last time, and at least he'll have a clear conscience about it and move forward. Am I wrong to feel the way I do, or am I just selfish?
You're completely selfish. All throughout here, all I've heard about is you and your feelings, and I didn't hear you say a single thing about how your man feels, right? I mean, aside from maybe he has to go clear his conscience.
就明菜，我先来嘛。
No, but for real, like, you're trying to tell him that he needs to feel spiteful towards her because she broke his heart. Like, why do you get to do that? That sounds pretty controlling to me and, pretty selfish. Like, if you're secure enough about yourself and he's good enough to you, what harm is that going to do to let him to do that?
But, also, like, shit, she's dying, dude. Does she really have the ability to fuck him? Like, come on. But if she does, dude, come on, one last fuck. Just let him, dude.
Oh my god, dude, that's so off limits, man. Oh gosh. But for real though, I honestly wouldn't worry about it because let's play it this way, okay? Let's say you were selfish and you told him you couldn't do it, which I, as a man, would never listen to you. I wouldn't give a fuck because you're being selfish and I would know that. But let's just say he did listen to you. Let's guess who he's going to blame one day when he can't live with himself because he didn't offer peace to somebody else. Take a guess. It's going to be fucking you.
Then again, like, if he really did love his current wife, like, why the fuck should he care about any other lady? Or any other exes?
Because caring and loving don't have to go hand in hand. You can care about people and not have to love them.
That's not true, dude.
This woman's just being the typical woman, huh? Spiteful, resentful, controlling.
No, I don't think so. I see her point. Like, seriously, like, if you have an ex, okay, I'll just put myself in this situation. If all my ex or all the girls that ever rejected me or broke up with me, they're dead to me. Like, I don't want to be friends. I don't want to have any feelings. You're dead, you're gone. Because I moved on. Because now all my focus is on the next person. All my love is for the next person. So this is why I like kind of see where she's coming from. And this guy, like, he's being a little bitch because he's acting like he still has feelings for her, but
dude, he has never seen her. He just wants to see her like one last time.
He's never seen her?
No, I mean, it makes it sound like he's never gone back to see her after they've broken up and when he's been like with his girl, right? It's not like he's trying to take opportunities to go see his ex. It's just that his ex is dying.
If my ex call me and be like, "Hey, Chu, I'm dying," I'll be like, okay, R.I.P. Clank, hang up.
Shut up.
No, I'm serious. I'm not even fucking lying, dude. I'm serious. Like once you're dead to me, you're dead, dude.
All right, well, Chu, catch the pausa. All right, thanks y'all for listening to our first episode. We hope you guys enjoyed that as much as we did. Check out and like our Facebook page, Two Hmong Boys. Remember, that's with an I. And shoot us a DM if there's any topics you want to hear us talk about, or if you've got a question you want to send us for a Hmong Lu Hmong segment.
So if you like us, please subscribe and review. But remember, only 5-star reviews. And if you don't like us, then fuck you and you and you.
Cause I'm through.
So fucking ugly, dude. But seriously, if you don't like us, still subscribe and review. Cause why not? Mong Lu Mong. So, 加一把.
Chim trói gió kỳ đâu có gió mùa kỳ tu xe cho lo xa tí lo em lòng cu hai ý lo chia cu tu lu còn nu nó mu lên mò nhỏ cu lu nên cu nia nu to ý tu nên rong đi co aku